We now return to this week's episode of The Bolt and the Betaful.
Hey Bay, you won't believe what just happened.
Bolt, I thought we spoke about this. You know how sensitive I am about my name.
Oh Michael, sometimes you can just be unbearable.
I swear to God I will blow up everything you care about.
You know what my favorite Super Mario 64 level is? Jolly Roger. Bang.
That is it, you piece of shit. I have had it with you. Come here and fight me, you.
Hey guys, it's Diamond Bolt and I have a dot on my face. And welcome back to another Q&A with Diamond Bolt. We have a lot of questions to get through this time because I left it way too long since the last Q&A, so that's going to be great. Just before we begin, I'd like to thank the majority of you for the support recently with the breaking off from Transformers thing. View-wise, it hasn't done me any good. It's probably killing the channel if anything, but I do appreciate all the support and all the people who are willing to stick with me and watch whatever I make. So your support doesn't go unappreciated. I really do want to thank you guys for that. Anyway, first question. I'm thinking of buying an Optimus Prime for my collection that isn't a masterpiece and in the range of $20. Any help? This really depends on whether you're wanting to shop at like a shop or online. If you're looking for one at a store somewhere, I'd recommend, even though I personally hate the toy, the only one that's out at the moment is the Optimus Prime Last Night. I think it's Voyager class or Deluxe class, I could be wrong. Grab that one, it's not the worst figure ever. If you're looking online, I'd personally recommend, if you can find one in the price range of $20, I don't know how expensive they are, but I certainly bought mine for $20 when it was out of the store. The Fall of Cybertron Generations toy is brilliant. If you're looking at one at a local, like a store somewhere, your choice is very limited, but if you're looking online, $20 might not be enough. Have you ever used Discord? No, I'm not really a fan of Discord. I've used it for voice chat before, for gaming, but the sort of Discord server thing, I mean, I don't know much about it. From what I understand of it, I'm not a big fan of the idea. Do you watch Mech X4? If not, you should. I've never heard of it, so I'll check it out. Never mind, it's a Disney show. I was wondering if you heard the latest news regarding Machinima Transformers Titan Return. Yes, I have. Oh boy, somehow it gets worse, doesn't it? Oh, I know what's gonna fix our shitty show. Let's get celebrity voice actors. You know who the kids really like. You know the game theory guy? Oh yeah. This is basically how I imagine the Titans Return show is gonna go.
Jazz, look out! There's combiners, Jazz. You look out for the combiners. Oh no, Prime, there's combiners. Be careful.
That's just a theory. A game theory.
They're gonna build an army of combiners!
Are we getting another Transformers quote video? I know you've done a lot, but they're so damn funny. Yes, about that. I will make another one eventually in due time. They are the worst thing ever to make. They take absolutely forever. You have no idea how long that third one took. I will make another one eventually, but I don't know when. Also, when are you getting a PO box? I have a thing I would like to send. I don't want you guys to pay large amounts of money if you want to send me stuff because I live overseas. I will set up a PO box very soon. I'm looking into it. It's very expensive on my end, but I do want to do it in case there is anyone that wants to send me something. And if you do send me something, I promise I'll put it in a video or, you know, whatever. I will set up a PO box, and when I do, I'll let you guys know. I just don't know when. I tried to ask you this. I was a TF YouTuber with 2,000 subs, but YouTube closed my channel for a false claim. What should I do? Help me. Well, it depends what you were doing that caused the false claim. Were you using footage of Transformers stuff, like clips of Transformers, or were you not at all? Were you showing pictures or images and then they false claimed you anyway? I've run into this many times. I'll show you up on the screen now a list of how many of my videos have been copyrighted by bullshit copyright claims. Then again, back in the day of 2016 and 15, I used to just re-upload entire freaking clips of Transformers. Now I'm a little bit more careful. I don't really get around fair use. I just kind of show like as little as a clip as I can and pray for the best that no one will notice. The best advice I can give you is, unfortunately, YouTube doesn't seem to respond to any accounts that don't have over 1 million subscribers. I would try again, unfortunately. I think that's the only thing you can really do. And whatever it was that got you in trouble in the first place, if you're aware of it, whether it be using footage or something that got the bots to detect you, just do your best to avoid it. I'm sorry, it's not very helpful advice, but when it comes to copyright claims, I'm not an expert. Hey Diamond Bolt, have you heard the news that Archie Sonic comics have ended and now IDW announced that they will be making new Sonic comics in 2018 and you're going to do a video on the Sonic comics now going to IDW? Yeah, I had I don't think I'll do a full video on it. Just thinking like I would have enough content to talk about it, but I can tell you this much. When I heard that the Archie comics were being cancelled, I was like, why are they making them anymore? Sonic! But then when I found out that IDW got the license to it, I was like, oh, okay. Where did Shockwave in Predacons Rising? Where did Shockwave? And how did he change having a jet form in Foch to having a tank form in Prime? Because a tank's way cooler, that's why. While I don't think it's quite on the level of others, could you do a Ruin Forever on all the stupidity of G1? That would be a great video on its own, but unfortunately, not only has somebody already done that, you friggin' son of a bitch, it wouldn't really fit the definition of Ruin Forever because the stupidity of Generation 1 didn't necessarily ruin the show forever. It just looks really stupid. How would you feel if there was an animated film about IDW's More Than Meets the Eye comic? I could die happy. I'm not going to bug you about Ruin Forever on Revolution, but have you read either of the 2 issues of Revolution? Oh yeah! I have read the first issue and I don't get it. I don't understand what the joke is. It's as stupid as the normal Revolution. Have you heard of Dead Space? And would a crossover between TF and them be cool? I have heard of Dead Space. Would a crossover work? It depends. I'm not an expert in Dead Space. It really depends how large the aliens are in Dead Space. If they're like Transformer sized, then yeah, it would. Have you ever thought of doing a Ruin Forever of games? Well, I did one on Sonic 06. What's your favorite Soundwave versus Blaster fight? Mine's the one from Headmasters where they stand still and shoot each other for like 2 minutes. I'd have to agree, not with the standing still bit. My favorite Soundwave and Blaster fight is definitely the one in Headmasters where they wrestle each other to death. They just body slam each other into oblivion. It's amazing. For the next Q&A, do you like He-Man? If you do, what do you think of Skeletor as a villain? I have the power! Do you like Spyro the Dragon? My only experience of Spyro is from Skylanders, because I never played any of the original Spyro games, and I can tell you Skylanders was not a good influence. Do you like Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes? That is one of the best superhero shows I've ever watched. If you could, what characters would you make better out of all the Transformers continuities, and what would you change about your choices? I would make Megatron a good guy, so everyone gets to be happy, yeah! Maybe make Getaway not a prick. How would you react if Sunder appeared in the live-action films? Nope. I would get to that cinema and walk straight the hell out. I mean, to be fair, pretty much all of the Transformers, the Michael Bay movies look like Sunder anyway. What do you think of Sonic Riders? Can you do top 10 or 15 Sonic villains and favorite Ben 10 episode? I think I only played Sonic Riders once and I hated it. I played it on PS2 and it was really not a good experience from what I recall. I think maybe because I'm just shit at racing games. Will I do a top 10 or 15 Sonic villains? Maybe, probably not. I'm not really thinking of doing Sonic top 10s or any Sonic videos at the moment, but it's a possibility, I guess. Favorite Ben 10 episode? Either the one where Ben fights both Kevin and Vilgax, or the grudge match episode where Kevin and Ben get stuck together. That one was really good. Actually, do you read Till All the One? Because I've never heard your opinion on it. I'm gonna be completely honest. I have gotten completely lost with the IDW comics, except for Lost Light. I have read about 3 issues of Optimus Prime. I haven't read Till All the One. It looks pretty good. I like, allegedly there's Combaticon romance in there, which I'm always up for. For your next Q&A, do you still consider Pax Cybertronia canon to the IDW Generation 1 continuity? I think IDW has completely forgotten about it. I honestly think that was a direction they were planning to head in, but at this point they've completely changed it. I don't consider it canon. I think they kind of just forgot about it. I don't imagine the whole IDW Generation 1 continuity is going to end with Ironhide. Which Soundwave is your favorite? Mine's from Prime, which I have a feeling we will have the same answer. Damn right, it's from Prime. Who is your favorite Autobot cassette? My favorite Autobot cassette is Rewind, for obvious reasons. Do you think a Decepticon Justice Division movie would be a good idea? And also, anywhere in Australia you can find More Than Meets the Eye comics. DJD movie, as I've said, probably wouldn't work. Like, if it was a Michael Bay movie, then definitely not. As its own standalone movie would be fantastic, as like an animated thing. As for More Than Meets the Eye comics, I got mine at my local comic store, which in my area where I live, there's only like 2 comic stores and only one of them had them. Nowadays, I get most of mine on IDW's comic app. I'm not sponsored by them at all, but I would recommend downloading that. You can get all their comics super cheap on there. Hey Bolt, question, have you watched the Total Drama series, and if so, do you like it? Total Drama Island was one of the shows that I grew up with when I was younger. And watching it back when I was a little bit older, I realized how, like, not kid-friendly that show was. But I think it's honestly one of the most brilliant cartoons I've seen in recent years. And that continued through all the other shows, like Action, World Tour. Here's my question for the Q&A that didn't get answered last time. Which Transformer would you like to voice from any continuity? Do you think AI would be the fall of humanity? And what do you think about Optimus Maximus equipped with Cybertron Super Mode and wielding the Star Saber? I would want to voice Soundwave from Prime. I don't think AI will be the downfall of humanity. I think sci-fi movies exaggerate how stupid we are sometimes. I mean, we never know, but you've got AI like this at the moment. Optimus Maximus equipped with the Cybertron Super Mode and wielding the Star Saber would be able to solo Unicron, that's all I'm saying. Since you want to play games beside Transformers, what about Metroid? It's really fun and frustrating sometimes, but it's fun. I've never played a Metroid game my entire life. The closest I've ever gotten is that one minigame in Nintendo Land. The problem with playing Nintendo games is Nintendo has a very strict copyright policy on most of their games, so you can't play them on YouTube without having to pay them 45% of your earnings, which is bullshit. So even if I wanted to play Metroid, unfortunately I can't. Which Transformers creation story do you like, Quintessons or the 13 Primes? I like the former. I much prefer the 13 Primes thing. I know it's more of a religion-y sort of thing, but I think it makes more sense. The Quintessons creating the Transformers is kind of dumb, in my opinion. Do you like Rid Soundwave's design?
Perfection.
Choose your side! Oh hell yeah, Bayformers versus Bionicle Generation 2. Battle of the shitty things that shouldn't exist. I'm gonna go with Bionicle, just because I hate Michael Bay. Since you're thinking about playing games other than Transformers, would you consider playing some Star Wars games? I imagine the one that most people are going to ask about is Battlefront 2, not the new one, the old one. I have never played a Star Wars game in my life except the new Battlefront one, not 2-1, and I thought it was pretty good. So I might play some Star Wars games, but I don't own any at current. How tall are you? I would like to know for a fan art I'm working on with you in it. That tall. Are you excited for Power of the Prime series and the G1 reboot? Ugh. Which Transformers Prime character would you bring back? I am not excited for Power of the Primes, knowing that Optimus Primal, the worst choice in the vote. I'm not excited for it. I think, like, looking at some of the toys, they look pretty decent, but no, I probably wouldn't buy any. And what G1 reboot? Are they rebooting G1? Oh no. I would bring Dreadwing back to life. He was actually a really good character, and Megatron's an asshole. I have a simple question, though, that I thought you can answer. Are the Decepticons from IDW G1 simple terrorists, or is it more deep than that? More deep. That is actually a reasonable definition. They are basically terrorists, in a way, but when you consider how large their group became to the point of taking up like half of Cybertron's population, I think they were a little more than terrorists at that point. They're a faction, they're a group, they're a following, I guess. So yeah, the actions they commit are akin to that of terrorists, but they're a bit bigger than that. If Transformers Animated's cancelled season was made into a sequel show, how would you feel if Sari became a Power Master? Very uncomfortable. Thoughts on Little Witch Academia and who is a better villain, Sigma, Megatron, or Vilgax? I've never watched Little Witch Academia because I have a little bit of dignity left. I am actually going to check it out though, I hate myself. Sigma from Mega Man is a decent villain. I mean, he did have that awesome fight with Zero, from what I remember.
No, this isn't happening! There's no reason for me to go on. What am I fighting for?
But I don't think he's as good as Vilgax or Megatron. I still think Megatron is the best out of the three of them. That's not personal bias from Transformers, it's just the way he's been portrayed. But then again, it depends on what Megatron we're talking about, because we're talking about G1, oh boy. Do you think Transformers Prime would change any if Prowl and Barricade were in it? And do you ship Overlord and Fortress Maximus? What the fuck? I think Prowl and Barricade would have been fantastic additions to Transformers Prime. That would have made the show a lot better than it already was. They would have been interesting characters. I feel like they would have been the yin and yang, which would have been really cool. No, I do not ship Fortress Maximus and Overlord. I mean, I don't know if you see horrific torture as being a sign of love, but I don't know, it's just me. Oh, one more thing, you were late answering my question. No! P.S. It was the debate essay one. Good news, I got an A. Yay, good work. Sorry I was late. I know these Q&As are not good for current events, that's all I'm saying. Can you do a hand reveal? Has Michael Bay exploded your house? No. Do you think that if Batman came into the Bayformers movies, would you be excited simply because he's there? Ah, Mr. Wayne, I wonder why you would possibly be interested in Batman.
Yeah, because he's Batman.
Hey, Diamond Bolt, I have one question for you. Why you know players Red Alert in Armada? I did once.
Take me! Kill me! End my existence!
That was a mistake. Hey, Diamond Bolt, you are a big inspiration for me in my comedy, and do go hard on yourself, you are funny. Thanks. My question is, if you could replace one Prime character with another character, who would you replace and who with? And I support your face reveal. Keep up going good with the good work. Thank you for the kind and confusing words. If I had to replace one Prime character, I would probably get rid of, I mean, I really like Smokescreen, but the show could have gone without his character, so I would probably swap him out for someone else, like Prowl, I don't know. Will you give us nudes after 1 mil? Hell no. How do you feel about IDW making the Putting the Hearts of Steel storyline into the main timeline? By having the Steel Autobots and Decepticons not actually being the Decepticons and Autobots, but other Cybertronians whose minds were altered by Shockwave. I write a Transformers fanfiction, and that is friggin' terrible. But that was the dumbest thing I have ever read in my entire life. They just could not leave Hearts of Steel alone, could they? Someone at IDW was like, we have to. We cannot not have it part of our continuity. It needs to be in there. But how are we going to do it? There's a different Optimus Prime. What if they weren't Optimus Prime? No, that was friggin' dumb. They've ruined Hearts of Steel, which was one of the coolest things IDW's ever done. And they've made it shit thanks to their stupid friggin' Revolutionaries comic, which is already stupid. Do top 10 Kid Appeal characters. That implies that there are good Kid Appeal characters, which there aren't. Do you think the G2 Autobot symbol looks like Fuck Optimus wearing sunglasses? Oh. Hello, Mr. Diamond Bolt. What are your thoughts on Optimus Prime and Optimus Primal? Also, if you could choose who the Matrix went to in the 86 movie, who would you like it to go to? Optimus Prime was a decent... he was terrible in comparison to Optimus, but he was a decent leader at the time. It was nice for them to do something different. On that note, I would have much preferred Ultra Magnus to get the Matrix, but that's okay, who cares? I mean, it's, Optimus Prime was the better Prime, I guess. I liked Primal until he won the vote. Now I don't like him very much. Can we please make the additional story on your very good childish comics? And please continue the pit. Love your content and your beautiful face. Thanks for everything, and please answer this. Thanks. You can continue the story if you want. I don't hold copyright on New Generation Transformers. Go do whatever you want. I don't care. I mean, I said I was gonna finish it myself, and I still haven't done that. I'm really good at procrastination. The pit is dead. I'm sorry. I was thinking about whether to continue that series or not, but it's boring. It's boring to make, it's boring to watch. I want to make my videos funny and entertaining. I don't want it to be me reading out a script for 20 minutes. I considered finishing the series, but I honestly just can't be bothered making another one. I'm sorry, guys. Can I ask if you are an alternate sexy British Jetfire? I am most definitely an alternate version of sexy British Jetfire, just without the sexy or the British or the Jetfire. Who would you rather go on a date with, or why? RC or Windblade? Well, RC would impale me, and not in a good way. God damn it. What do you think about Shock Blast from Energon? Shock Blast was one of the worst characters in the entire show, and his laugh still echoes in my head to this day, and I hate that show so much. Here's a genuine question. What's a random toy-only character that you want to be in an actual TF story? And to fill my row as Supreme Edgelord commenter, what is up, Drama Nation? I'm your host, Killer Keemstar. Let's get raw. I would, toy-only character who is yet to make it into fiction. Wow, you don't see many of those nowadays. You know that Berserker guy that they really hyped up for the last night? Remember how he wasn't in the movie at all? I too favor Rid Grimlock. He seems like the only one happy to work with others and be one with the group. His enthusiasm is awesome. Relatedly, what do you think of Rid's original Decepticons? I love their designs, and their characters are kind of hit and miss to be. I have a very mixed feeling about how the Decepticons are in Robots in Disguise. The animal thing is dumb. It is really, really dumb. They have taken all the threatening parts about Decepticons and thrown them out the window in favor of animals. I mean, I like a few of them. Steeljaw is great. Fracture's okay. But everyone else is really, the characters are appalling. They didn't even try. They're just kind of, this guy's evil because he's evil. And the only good villain in Rid so far is Steeljaw and Starscream. So, yeah, not a fan of Robots in Disguise as anyone in that show, actually. Any character in Robots in Disguise. Why do you hate Robots in Disguise so much? Oh, there we go. It's an okay show. It might be bad for some people, but I enjoy it. Didn't mean to be rude. No, all good. Why do I hate it so much? I guess the argument doesn't really work anymore, but at the time when it was airing, Hasbro had rescue bots for the kids. So why was Robots in Disguise marketed at like 5-year-olds? The show is so bland and boring. It's so obviously restricted by an age rating. Prime didn't give a shit. Prime just did whatever it wanted. And that show was amazing. That was, of course, it appealed to everyone. Like older people and super edgy young kids who liked watching robots get stabbed. But Robots in Disguise is just so stupid in its execution of everything. And yeah, I'm saving this for the video. I'll stop ranting right now. I'm reading your fanfiction. So far, so good. Yay. Have you read Fairy Tail or read the manga? If so, thoughts? Do you have any pets? If not, what kind of pets would you like? And how would you make Transformers Robots in Disguise 2015 better? I've never read Fairy Tail or watched it. Allegedly, it's nothing but filler and fan service and disappointment, so I'll give it a miss. I do have a pet. Let me show you.
Say hi, Charlie. Say hi. Good boy, you're my favorite. And here's Tom. He's yeah, he's interesting.
How would I make Transformers Robots in Disguise better? Release the chains that are obviously holding it down and make the show good by, you know, introducing actual plot. Like the Starscream arc was brilliant. Everything else is not. It's so held back and I hate it. Like, Prime didn't have any restrictions. Robots in Disguise shouldn't either. I can't be bothered to put a timestamp here for the question about the lowering quality in Transformers toy. I just want to say, I went to Tesco, and the highest amount of steps on the tier figure was 7. But seriously, what the hell is up with all of that one-step changer crap? As I said, Hasbro's realized, oh my god, there's a bunch of older people who really like Transformers. We should ignore them and make all of our toys appeal to younger kids. Yeah! I admit myself, as a hardcore Transformers fan, I don't transform my Transformers toys because it's really hard. So I guess they're just making it easier for kids, because obviously the kids find the instructions as bullshit as I do. But that doesn't excuse the fact that like Transformers toys are just reducing in quality significantly lately. I would agree with you. When you gonna make a new Q&A? I don't know. Hey Diamond, I was watching Transformers Prime episode where Black Arachnid tried to get the Decepticons to leave Megatron, but Soundwave shut that shit down. I then happened to think that at one point in the comics, if I'm not mistaken, that Shockwave overthrew Megatron and became leader of the Decepticons. Yes, he did. Do you think Soundwave would try to stop that? And if so, who would win in a one-on-one fight? P.S. I'll be nice and have neither of them die if either of them lose. If I'm being completely honest and non-biased whatsoever, Shockwave would win in a fight, because Shockwave beat the shit out of Megatron once. I think Soundwave would try and stop Shockwave overthrowing Megatron, but in the Marvel comics he didn't, so... Who is your favorite Bayformer except Ironhide? Also, love your vids, you look like a nice guy. Thanks. I like your profile picture. Sideswipe was my second favorite Bayformers character based on design alone, but he appeared for about 5 seconds. I don't think Splatoon is the best game ever. Can I still be your friend? Yeah, that's fine. Diamond Ball, get a PO box. I will send you my 2.0 surge. Alright, I'm getting on that shit right now. What are your opinions about the toy reviewer, our Lord and Swivel Savior, Jobby the Hong? Put it in my ass. I have a few questions for your next Q&A. Have you ever played the Elder Scrolls series? And if so, what did you think? And if not, would you consider playing them? I have played Skyrim for about 5 minutes, and it's not my kind of game. What would happen if a small transformer like Sideswipe or Bumblebee tried scanning a large vehicle like an aircraft carrier or something like that? My personal headcanon, basically, it would be like a human suddenly trying to learn how to fly. A transformer, if their natural alternate mode is a car, then scanning a jet would be a very drastic change, and they wouldn't be able to do it because their body can't alter to that shape, and it would be too hard for them to adjust to a different vehicle type. That's why, like, that's just what I think. Maybe canonically, I don't know what would happen. Maybe Bumblebee, Bumblebee got wings, he can probably fly. Ironhide has died many times before, so what makes the movieverse death so bad? Because he was the only decent character in the Bayformers movies. Hey Bay, why did you kill Ironhide in the movies?
Because I hate children.
Do you watch Ruby or have you watched it? I have, I love it. Are you secretly a computer using this awesome human shell to walk among us? He knows. Why is it every time I see your desktop, all the icons are in different places? Because... Hey, Diamond Bolt, big fan. We'll try to enjoy your OCs when I get good at art. Yeah. Did you play Transformers Universe when it still existed? If so, what did you think about it and the unused models? Transformers Universe looked fantastic. I think it would have been a really successful game. But, you know how Hasbro works. I think the character models from what I've seen in that game look amazing. They're a perfect blend of what made the Prime one so good and a mix of like Generation 1 in there. I think especially Wheeljack's design looked fantastic. Will you do a Robots in Disguise review? Yes, I will. I Hate Everything parody account. What do you think of Lockdown from Age of Extinction? I actually thought he was a decent villain until He had to split. P.S. What do you think is the worst Rid 2015 character? I hate Sideswipe. I would have to agree. It would either be Sideswipe or this piece of shit they call a Decepticon. What is your favorite character and voice actor in the original series? Mine is Peter Cullen. Definitely Peter Cullen. Do you like suck?
I love suck.
What is your favorite Micromaster Patrol, Micromaster Combiner squad? Hot Rod Patrol, woo! Can I rewrite New Generation Transformers in the IDW style? Pretty sure it already is in the IDW style because all the characters friggin' die. But yeah, go ahead. Hey Diamond Bolt, can you please show some self-confidence in your videos? Oh no. I'm really tired of you being so negative all the time when your videos are perfectly fine. Besides, you've got over 40,000 people who like your content. You wouldn't have that milestone if your videos weren't so good. And I think that you've made some respectable content. So please stop being negative about yourself. Yeah, okay, you're right. Self-deprecation is a very, very exhausted style of humor, isn't it? I be negative for comedic effect. I usually don't feel pretty poorly about what I make and who I am, but if it's that much of an issue and I do it that often, I do it subconsciously at this point, then I guess I will stop. So, sorry about that. Do you play Transformers Earth Wars? If so, can I join your alliance? I played it for about like 5 days, and I didn't get sick of it, I just kind of stopped. What happened between you and Soundwave? Very bad things. Would you ever consider going to the UK? I've always wanted to go, but I've never gotten the chance, but I do want to check out my favourite city of England. Which 2 video games would you play on YouTube that had nothing to do with Transformers? Bionicle Heroes and Bloodborne, coming soon. I know you mentioned the idea of a Gundam crossover in another Q&A, and I have to ask, what timelines would you cross from both franchises and which characters would you choose? I can't say a lot because I personally haven't seen a lot of the Gundam shows. The only ones I've seen are 00 and Unicorn. I think Unicorn would work reasonably well, but maybe the original with Amuro might work the best. I'm not sure. Dear Diamondbot, massive fan of your channel. Always love the content that I see and hope you will get a lot more popular. Thank you. Will you be recording gameplay of Sonic Mania? I don't plan to do Sonic Mania. I do plan on doing a series on Sonic Forces once it comes out. Will you make a top 10 favorite Sonic songs video? If I did, all 10 would just be the soundtrack from Sonic R. Hey Diamondbot, have you seen the Sonic Forces E3 trailer or the new trailer for the villain? Yes, I have, and I think people need to shut the hell up about the Edge joke. It's not funny anymore. Are things not allowed to be cool anymore? Is that just how it works? Oh, you can't have a sword. You can't have a cool voice. You can't have rock music in the background. That's edgy. Yes, it's Sonic the Hedgehog. It's done. It looks stupid, I know. But I think Infinite's a pretty cool villain. I think he actually looks really cool. He looks threatening, and though he looks like a freaking dumbass in the trailer.
Whoa, this guy is faster than Sonic!
Come on, Sega. If you want to make him look threatening, make him do more than Roundhouse Kick. But yeah, I have seen it. I'm really excited for Sonic Forces. I think it looks like Sonic Generations 2. Please get a PO box. I will send you Inferno's head. Right, getting on that shit. For a future Q&A, how do you feel about the Archie Sonic comics getting axed, and do you think IDW will do a good job at it? It really depends on how IDW is planning to do it. If they're going to continue the Archie storyline, which I highly doubt, I don't know. I mean, IDW is like the king of licensed comics at this point, so I have a little faith that they'll be decent, but they just won't be the same. I mean, I don't even know if they're gonna use Sally and all that, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. Personally, I like to hope they'll be good, but they won't be as good. Your thoughts on this? Oh my god, that's hot. What would you think if more of the background seekers from Generation 1 got names and figures, like these ones? Pretty sure some of those already do have names. I see Acid Storm, Nova Storm, and Ion Storm in there. If they all got names and I think some of them do have figures, but I don't really think they need names. My wallet doesn't need to be that empty. And that brings us to the end of yet another Q&A with Diamond Bolt. Thank you so much for watching. I promise the next one won't take another month to make, hopefully. I really hope you guys enjoyed. Once again, thank you for all the support lately. I have a bunch of new videos planned that I think you guys are really going to enjoy. So hopefully all goes well. Be sure to leave comments and questions down in the comment section where you're supposed to leave comments. I'm an idiot. And I will be sure to find some for the next episode. So thank you guys very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Diamond Bolt out. But wait, before you go, do you like this shirt? Because I do. Well, if you head to Rip the Power right now, link in the description, if you want to check it out, and enter the code DiamondBolt in all caps, you'll get 10% off any purchase. You can buy plenty of amazing shirts with fantastic designs on them, just like this one, or anything that suits you.